child, Ima, can you please give me the milk? And she's like, here's your milk. And he's like, Ima, I want also a cookie. And she's like, not now. And he's like, Ima, yes, now, I want a cookie. And she's like, okay, take a cookie. And then, Ima, can I get more milk? And she's like, soon, I'm busy with the baby. And she's like, and he's like, Ima, I want more milk. And she's like, wait a second. And he's like, no, wait a second. I want it now. I want it now. My cup is empty, and I want another. I want more milk. So the mother said, the mother gives the milk. Okay, this is not the right way to do it. The child sees that he could ask again and again and nudge and to be stubborn, and eventually the mother gives. So the right way to do, Ima, can you give me a milk? And she's like, this is how you ask? How do you ask? And he's like, Ima, please, can I get some milk? And she's like, sure. And she gives him the milk. Ima, can I get also a cookie now? And she's like, you asked very nice now, but we give cookies only on Shabbat. And he's like, no, I want a cookie now. And she's like, I know that you would like to get a cookie now. They're very, very tasty. Therefore, we keep them only for Shabbat. And he's like, I want a cookie now. Please, I want a cookie now. And she's like, if you're going to continue talking about the cookies, you're going to leave the room. And this is how he learns that as much as he asks, as much as he nudges is not going to help him, okay? Because the mother gave a message and that's it. So first of all, we'll learn here that she controls the situation and not him. And the fact that the mother keeps saying the same thing all the time, she's not getting angry. And she's consistent on what she says. And that's very important because the kids, they learn eventually also what is patience this way. I have more examples, but you understand the idea. I would like to finish with a nice story that I read. I read it a while ago, but I thought it's appropriate to this class. It's a story from one of the books of Chaim Walder. And Aaron was a very, very smart boy. And one day they put next to him Arthur. And Arthur was not so smart. He didn't know what's flying. He didn't understand what's happening in the class. And once when the teacher asked something, he said a stupid answer. And Aaron, from some reason, started to laugh. He laughed and laughed. And some of his friends joined also, and they started laughing and they made fun of him. So the teacher looked at Aaron, what is this? And he stopped laughing. And then, after the class finished, he called him to talk to him. He tells him, listen, I saw today what happened, and I don't like this, the way that you laughed at your friend. You have to ask for forgiveness. You have to do something about this. And he tells him that when he was younger, in his class, he had a student that also was very lazy, didn't know what was flying, didn't know how to read, didn't know how to answer, didn't do homework. And the teacher put them together to sit together. And him, a teacher, when he was younger, right? So he made laugh with him. He made fun of him. And he used to call him names, and he used to bother him a lot. He didn't like the fact that he sits next to him. He didn't feel that this boy is somebody that he really needs help. He thought that it's not fair why he sits next to this kind of a boy. So he bothered him very much. He called him names, he cursed him, he did all kinds of tricks with him. Eventually the teacher removed him from him, and he felt so good that he doesn't have to sit next to him anymore. No? This is how it was in elementary school. In high school, he almost didn't see him. And then he heard that he left the school. He started working. He didn't even continue his school studies anymore. Some years later, he saw an article in the news, not an article, somebody, a name, very familiar name, God forbid, passed away in an accident. And he remembered that was his friend's name. He investigated a little bit about him, found to know that because he was such a big failure, okay, this boy, not in school and then not even at work, he found a job as he had a motorcycle, and he was delivering things from company to company, from company to people, from here to there. And even in his job, he was a failure because he would get fired every often, and it was such a very hard for him. And then eventually, La Lenu, a truck hit him, and he died in that accident. So he felt very bad about the fact that he used to make fun of him, and maybe he caused the fact that he didn't continue in school, and maybe if he would help him a little bit, it would be different. He felt very bad about this, so he decided, well, he cannot do anything about this boy anymore because he died. Maybe he could. Maybe he could help out other kids. So he learned with certain children that was very hard for them. He studied with them, he did with them homework, he taught them how to read, he did stuff like that. He felt good about that, but it didn't help. He wanted to feel something better. But an interesting thing happened. Every time he helps out somebody, every time he studies with someone, no charge, right? He did it for free, but every time he studied with them, somebody would come in his dream, like the image of his friend, coming on a motorcycle, saying shalom to him, and continues on. He went to so many rabbis and he asks rabbis, what is this? What is this? The rabbis say, he feels good, it's very good, you fixed this thing that you had when you were a child with him, you're okay, don't worry. But he didn't feel so good about himself. He wanted this guy to come in his dream and tells him, I forgive you. Not only shalom, not only to give a hand or to shake a hand. But that was his story. This is the story that the teacher tells his student. He says, once I did that wrong thing, and since then I decided to be a teacher. Afterwards I decided to be a teacher, and every time that I see my students, they don't agree or they hurt each other, I tell them this story. And I hope everything should be okay. So Aaron hears that, and he feels very good about that. And he decides that he is going to take this Arthur, the beginning in the story, this boy that's hard, into his hand, and is going to study with him. He tells him, do you want to do, first of all, he asks for his forgiveness that he made fun of him, that he used to, he asks for forgiveness. Now, number two, after he forgives him, he tells him, do you want me to make homework with you every day? He says, sure, he was so happy, Arthur. So he takes his notebook. He sees that his notebook is such a mess. Everywhere is scribbles, and so neglected, and it's not organized. You don't understand it. He doesn't understand the subject. He doesn't know what to write. He doesn't know anything. So he throws it away. He buys him a new notebook, and they sit every day and they write stuff and they do homework and they decorate it. They put all kind of stickers. They color it together. It becomes very nice notebook, and through this, Arthur understands also the subject, and he participates in school and in the class. He feels so much better about himself. And then one day the teacher is collecting all the notebooks. He wants to check it at home, and as he takes it home, he sees that Arthur's notebook is so beautiful. He's amazed. He didn't know that this boy could reach such heights, and he's complimenting her. But he's telling himself, where is this coming from? And then as he comes to check Aaron's notebook, he sees similar answers, similar everything, and then he realized that Arthur is helping him out. He felt so good about him. He felt so proud of his student that not only asked for forgiveness, but also took an action, decided to help him out and to do, tshuva 100%, really, really helping him out. And the next day he comes to him and he praises him and he gives him, I don't know, whatever. And he tells him, I want to tell you something. Last night I dreamt my friend, the one with the motorcycle, and he came and he told me, Machu lecha, yeah, I forgive you. So you, by doing this, helped me fix that thing. I took all this job of teaching, of educating, just because I felt I made wrong to somebody, and now you really helped me complete my tikkun, this fixing. This was a very, very beautiful thing that I read, and I wanted to share it with you. Basically, he told him one thing. They learned a subject that's called fire. And it says in the Gemara, נוח לו לאדם שיפיל עצמו לכבשן האש ולא ילבין פני חברו. If you see that your friend is going to be embarrassed, it's better that you're going, God forbid, to throw yourself to the furnace of fire, but not embarrassing. We have these examples in the Gemara. And that's what happened over there. So we just touched discipline. Be'ezrat Hashem, next time we will learn more about this and some other subject in this Shlom Bayit and children's education. Be'ezrat Hashem, שיהיה לנו הרבה שלום בבית והרבה ברכה והצלחה and lots of nachat from our children. Amen. May Hashem bless you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.